Joel, and welcome back to the JHS Monthly Haul series. This is the check-in for August 24th of 2021, and for those of you that haven't seen any of my monthly haul videos yet, or just don't really know what they are, this is the series where I go over all the interesting things that I have gotten in the recent month, going all the way from thrift stores, swap meets, retail stores, online shopping, special occasions like Christmas and my birthday, and in this video, for the first time, I believe, I'm actually going to be incorporating some gifts. So let's go ahead and start looking at this pile of stuff here in front of me, and usually I try to go in chronological order of when I got things, like what I got towards the beginning of the month and things that I got more recently, but I don't really remember what I got when, so I'm just going to pick things from the pile and talk about whatever ends up in my hand. So the first item that I'm going to be looking at today is this little fake Nerf gun I got from Dollar Tree for, you guessed it, $1. And I actually got this because I like collecting fake Legos and fake Nerf guns in general, because with Legos and the actual name brands, you know that the product's going to continuously be sold and it's not going to like disappear, it's going to keep on being made. But with these fake products that are produced a much different way and they're not nearly as high quality as the actual products, these could just disappear one day and you never see it again. So I like picking up these little things because, as I said, sometimes you don't really get the chance to get them again. And then I actually have another one of these I'll go ahead and look at quickly. It's the same thing, but the darts are different color, and this one's orange and blue as opposed to diarrhea green and poo brown. So this one I like a little bit more, but either way, let's toss that to the side. And while we're on the topic of Dollar Tree, I'll go ahead and talk about all the things that I got from Dollar Tree on the same trip as those items. So the next thing I have here in the box of Dollar Tree stuff are some bags of little construction kits. And the idea behind these are that, like, you get a mystery bag, you just pick one up, and whatever you get, you try to collect the entire thing, and you have to keep on getting them until you get the full set. But me being a collector and knowing my way around products, I immediately cheated and just looked at this production number on the back, and this one is number 3350, and this one here is number 3570, and as you can see there, they have different numbers, meaning that these are two different ones, and the same goes for these are all different ones. There's 6 to collect, I only got 4, but as I said, these products, it's very unreliable what you're going to get and what you're not going to get. But tossing those to the side, I have some more fake Legos by a different brand. So these are Make It blocks, and I've actually reviewed some of these before with their last line of little box sets like this, and they came out with some new ones, like this fire truck I've never seen before, this little crane thing, the military vehicle here, there's a little jet fighter, which I actually quite like, it's pretty cool, and then there's a little helicopter. I've never seen these particular sets before, but I have reviewed items from this company before, and the other thing I have in this little Make It blocks box is actually some street pieces, because what I'd like to do is cut out a little piece of plywood or something like that, just big enough to fit all of these, because I ended up getting 2 straights and 4 curves, but my idea is to cut a piece of plywood just big enough to fit these and make a little Lego city, because you can always cover these with tiles and no one will ever know that they're fake. But anyways, setting those to the side, the other thing that I have here didn't cost me anything, but it's the Make It blocks sort of box advertising set, and I always collect these. I love collecting little promotional boxes because you usually don't get to have these, you usually only pick up things like this. But anyway, setting all of these fake Legos to the side, let's look at some legitimate products made by actual name brand companies. So the next couple of items I have here are actually some little things I purchased from eBay, and these are some Annie and Clarabelle Thomas and Friends take-along items. And I got these to go along with my take-along Thomas that I've had for quite a long time, that was part of my collection when I was a little kid, and I thought that these would really complement him because, you know, Thomas and Annie and Clarabelle kind of go together. So the next couple of things I have here are some relatively less interesting items that I'm just going to talk about as a whole rather than individually going over all of them. But the first one I have here is a RC 4-wheel drive worn winch, and I would pull it down, but it's actually on my Axial SCX-10 II, and I'll go ahead and pop up a picture here of what it looks like. Also, you can find the pictures on my Instagram at Joel_homie if you'd like to go follow me if you haven't already. And here is a couple little things that came with that, like the part number on the back, and it came with some stickers, which are absolutely lovely. I love stickers. And then I have some little chargers here for a couple of my Nintendo DS Lites, and these are USB-A to the proprietary outlet on a Nintendo DS Lite, and I got these simply so that I could charge my DS Lite on the go from my external battery rather than having to wait until I got back home to charge it or waiting until I got to an outlet. So these are really nice to have, and I got 2 of these because my mom also has a DS Lite, and these also came with some little off-brand styluses, which I don't really care about. They don't even match either of the colors of DS Lite that I have, but I thought I'd mention that they did come with the cords. And then I've got a couple RC related items here as well. These are some little toe shackles that I ended up getting for my Axial SCX-10 II. These actually came as a set of 4, so I got 2 sets in here and 2 sets, of course, installed on the Axial SCX-10 II as well. And then here we've got some Napa zip ties. I thought I'd mention these because I found it funny that they're actually branded Napa zip ties. And then here I have a red Mickey Mouse bottle opener California keychain, and I actually got this because my mom has a purple version that she's had for quite a long time, and I found it interesting that she has a purple one because when I actually got this, they didn't have any purple ones. They had like pink, blue, and red, so maybe my mom has a discontinued version. But either way, setting all of these to the side, let's go ahead and take a look at some larger items next. And then next up here, I have some White Knight lug nuts that I'm going to be installing onto my Jeep Cherokee XJ, because when I was changing out the wheels not too long ago, I ended up snapping a couple of the lugs. So when I get those replaced, I needed some new lug nuts to put on them because obviously, well, a couple of them broke, so I can't reuse them. And these ones are really shiny, and then I think they're going to look good when I have them installed, as you can see here. And then setting these to the side, next up I'm going to go ahead and look at a couple fabric items that I have here, like the plushie that you can see there, as well as a sweater. So this sweater is actually from a YouTube channel that is based out of Russia, and on the back here you can see it says Garage 54, and here you have a Lada, which is a make of vehicle that is produced in Russia, or was produced in Russia. I'm actually not sure if it's still produced or not. And then on the front of the sweater, it once again says 54 Garage, or Garage 54. And then I have some stickers that are actually related to that same sweater, and one of these I already put on one of the windows of my Jeep, and this little sticker is the same one as on my Jeep. It's just a little small one that says 54 Garage. It's the same design that's on the hoodie. And then this one, I actually don't know what I'm going to do with. It's a massive 54 Garage YouTube channel sticker, and this I actually didn't really want to get necessarily. I did want to get this sticker and this design, but I didn't know it was this big. There were no measurements or anything like that on the website, so when it got here, I was rather surprised that it was, well, this size. And also due to its size, it got kind of smashed during shipping, so that's rather unfortunate. But either way, there's that. And then setting all of these little Garage 54 items to the side. And then the last fabric item I have here today is this KatZoon plushie. And I've actually gotten 2 of these before. Several months ago, I got the original, much smaller KatZoon plushie, and a couple months after that, I got the same plushie, but it was a little bit different design, and it was actually themed after a zombie sort of video that KatZoon made not too long ago. But this plushie is probably double the size of the other ones, and overall I really like the theming of this one. It's really cute, and I think it's gonna look really nice with the other ones. It's got some little hearts on the paws as well as on the cheeks, and the expression is just adorable. I mean, that just screams cuteness to me. And it's got a leaf on the forehead with some printing, as well as on the sweater and the little collar, as you can see here, with the spikes that kind of wrap around, and then you got the tail there. Overall, I think it's going to look really nice with the other ones. And then setting that to the side, so at this point we can go ahead and take a look at some of my favorite items that I've obtained this last month, because all of these are gift items that I've obtained for completely no cost, and anyone that did end up giving me something this last month, my thanks and gratitude go out to all of you. So the first item that I'm going to be looking at here is a high-tech battery charger that I got from my dad. So thank you, Dad. I'm going to be using this quite a bit, and I actually look forward to using this because it's a bit of an upgrade from my last one, which is relatively fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but this one can do a lot more. Like, it has a digital memory, so you can go ahead and charge a lot of different batteries with this. As you can see here, you can do 2 cells, 3 cells, 4 cells, 5 cells, and 6 cells, which my older one couldn't even do 6. It could only go up to 4 cells. But once again, thank you, Dad. I very much appreciate this and really look forward to using it. And then here's the cord that goes to it. Nothing special, just plugs into the back and an outlet. And then setting this to the side, the next 2 gift items I have here are also from my father. So the first one is just some little detail items, or some little scale parts that you can go ahead and put on your RC car. Makes it look a little bit more like a real car. Like, I have some on the top of my Axial SCX-10 II. I have some on my Team Associated Tioga Trail Truck, or my CR12. And then here I have a little LiPo battery that I'm going to be using in my transmitter, which is going to be replacing the AA batteries that I've been using. This is just a lot better. It lasts a lot longer, and the best part is once this dies, you can recharge it. And then the next next two gift items that I have here are actually gifts from my stepfather. So the first one here is a Nintendo Game Boy Advance. And this particular device is a really cool one. I've always liked the little aesthetic of this, like how you hold it. Sort of reminds me of like how you'd hold a Nintendo DS, only except obviously you don't have the dual screen. But overall, this is a functioning device. It does work and everything, and you can play games on it. And then, very similar to this item, but it looks a little bit different, is actually the Game Boy Advance SP. So this particular one, you can open it up, the screen's up here, and your controls are down here. This device also functions perfectly fine. Gotta love that good old little booting up sound of a Game Boy. And then this particular item is also in good condition. It functions very well, just like the normal Game Boy Advance, and this one is actually worth quite a bit of money. I'm not going to be selling it, but I was curious how much these are worth, so I looked it up on eBay, and these can actually go for around $200, which I really found surprising. And then the couple of games that I ended up getting as gifts for both of these handheld game consoles are actually Namco Museum, which actually came with the little Game Boy Advance SP. So this is Super Mario World, and it has two games in the same cartridge, so you can play either one or the other. It's sort of like a combo cartridge or whatever you would like to call it. And then the other one I actually didn't get as a gift, but this was purchased off of eBay, and this is the Pac-Man collection. And I actually got this because I really liked the Mrs. Pac-Man game on the Namco Museum. So this has like the normal Pac-Man, it has a couple special versions, and overall I really like this. And yeah, I'm to this day still a Pac-Man fan. But with that, those are all of the Nintendo gift items, as well as one of them that wasn't actually a gift that I ended up getting. So anyone that did end up giving me these, like my mom and my stepfather, thank you very much. And now it's time to move to some model trains, and all of these were actually gifts from my best friend Deegan and his family, so my thanks and gratitude go out to them, and especially Deegan for letting me have some of these, because these are items that have been in his family for a very long time. So thank you, Deegan, a lot if you're watching this. So the first thing here is actually this Lionel Trains box, which I really like the look of, so I ended up using this to just sort of store the things that I ended up picking up. So this actually, well, this isn't really a train, so I'll go ahead and quickly get it out of the way. It's actually a old Pepsi can that is from around 1990, and in September 10th or somewhere around there's actually a special little thing where you could cut out the bottom of this can, and if there was a little label that said $25, $100, $500, or $20,000 that is printed on the bottom, you could actually win a cash prize. And on the front, it has the classic Pepsi logo with a little surfer in a sort of like an abstract theme. But overall, I really like this can, and this was actually a gift from one of Deegan's relatives, and thank you very much. So now that we've got the really cool old vintage Pepsi can out of the way, let's go ahead and actually take a look at some model trains. So the items I have here are mostly O scale and HO scale. So the first item I have here in front of me is actually a 242 rod steam locomotive produced by Lionel. This is a older locomotive, and this is number 1060. So this particular one, I don't really know if it runs, but it is not seized. I can rotate the motor very easily. So I presume if you were to put this on some track, this would run perfectly fine. Of course, I'd have to run it and something like that. It also has a light bulb, so presumably it has a little light up here at the front. And then I did actually end up picking up a random tender that just said Lionel Lines on the side, and I don't know if this goes to this particular locomotive, but it hooks up and looks pretty good either way, so I don't really care if it's the correct one or not. And then moving on, I have a much older item here. This is once again O scale, but this is very much classic O scale. This is from around the 50s, maybe 40s. I'm not really sure exactly what era this is from, but either way, it's old enough to be made out of completely steel. There is no plastic here whatsoever. Well, maybe a smidge, but the mass majority of this is indeed metal. Like the body's metal, the chassis metal, the wheels are metal, the wheel bodies are metal. Everything here is metal besides a little bit of the coupler housing. And then on the side here it says Baby Ruth and Lionel Lines. This is number 1679, and it has a little opening door here on the side. Gotta love the sound of those older little model trains, but I really like this, and also Baby Ruth is a candy that some of my family members like, so I thought I'd pick it up. And then the other thing I have here, I don't actually know what scale this is. It's definitely not O scale. It's smaller than O scale, but larger than HO scale. I really don't know. I've never seen this scale before. But either way, it says Mounds on the side, which is a type of candy bar, and some of my family members also like this, so I thought I'd pick it up, and hopefully, if I ever get the chance to, I think it'll make a cool display item bottom because it's got some nice little classic prints on the side. And then putting all of these items away, let's go and take a look at some HO scale build kits. So what I have here are 6 Athearn HO scale build kits, and what I really like about all of these are all boxcar build kits, and they're absolutely massive. And when I say massive, I really do mean massive. Like, look at this. This boxcar is the size of my arm, to the point where this actually has 4 trucks, 2 on either side. So this has a total of 4. Usually, these types of cars only have 2, and the fact that this has 4 makes it look absolutely massive. I found these so cool that I decided to take some pictures, and I'll be posting them on Instagram if you'd like to go take a look at them. And the other ones I have here are just as big. All of these are the same size, but some of them have 2 trucks, some of them have 4 trucks like the one that I just showed. Like this Wabash one only has 2 trucks as usual. And then I have another unlabeled boxcar that is actually black that I would like to turn into a JHS boxcar if possible, and that one also has 4 trucks. And once again, I really want to thank Deegan and his family for allowing me to have some of these items. I can't explain how thankful I am to have these. I think they're really, really cool, and yeah, overall, I'm very, very thankful. So if you guys like, I would very much appreciate if you could comment in the comment section and tell me what your favorite item was that I took a look at today, whether it was the old classic model trains from Lionel, or if it was some of the Nintendo Game Boy stuff. But with that, I was Joel Homie, your guys' host, and if you guys enjoyed today's video as much as I enjoyed making it,